Everybody, welcome back to Rusty Gears Season 5, Episode 5 with me. Said these episodes seem to be going so fast. But there's just so many things to do, and it's do it off camera, on camera, it's always difficult. So, first things first, elephant in the room, I'm wearing tailored gambles and armour. So I finally harvested my flax. With all of the flax that I got, I had enough to pay Chaos, the server's tailor, to make me this rather fine armour, including a legendary tailored. I have had a little bit of action already in it, but I thought I'd start off with that. You'll not see that again, because I like it off. So, pardon, that sounded wrong. Just done a little bit of tin. We are going to make some tin bronze shears. I also need to make a tin bronze. I'd done two, because for some reason in my own head I thought they were two, and now I don't think they are. So we'll be making a tin bronze something else, and that tin bronze something else will be a rubble hammer, because I just broke the one I found out of the ruin, and rubble hammers are handy for making gravel to feed the sluice. So there you go. One rubble hammer coming up. Lovely. I have moved the forges over here and put two, and prepared ready to chisel that into a beautiful forge design one day once we have all the relevant stuff. And we have a few things to do today, as is probably evidenced by the contents of my inventory. Well, I hope it is anyway. Let's go and grab those. We can go and put these away. And there. So, still not done much down here. I have expanded in dirt the thing, because I've got a load of grains. I have got a whole load of part cooked stuff. These have got ages on them. These have still got some decent amount. They don't have a lot left on them when they come out. In my case, I stick it over a campfire. I use the campfire to heat my oven. Haven't played with Stonebait yet. Yes. Oops. I love it when someone goes, wait, that works. So, helve hammer, rubble hammer even, for running this, which I just run this down. And then you whack it in and it sifts, and we get lots of good stuff out the other side, which is and there. Pop you away. Grab all the gravels, which we've already got some gravels in there. It's a good way of also clearing out your thing. Now, we have got some... First things first, the armour within this version of our mod pack. We've got armour. Armour provides warmth, because it makes no sense that someone can be wearing effectively a duvet and not get some warmth benefit from it. So Gambleson armour has warmth benefits, which work very much the same as the clothes, which I could actually... I think I've probably got enough here to just give myself a little bit of a boost on my clothes, so they actually do some good. And when we get some more flax, we can really start tackling that. Now in here we've got nothing that I really need. I have got raw fire clay bricks ready. Yeah, fine. I better eat those up, those little berries that are left over. And what do we got then? 11. We'll go with those for now. Food management still just a little bit of a thing. I'm guessing QP is doing some forging or something. So we need a woolly top and a woolly hat. That's what we need. So let me go and have a look at you, and we want that one. That is basically 5 mediums with a pair of shears, or a blade actually. I think you could probably do it with a sword, can you? No, it doesn't take that sword, but it definitely takes some swords. And there is that bit, and then scared me half to death. Where were we? I'm on the hat. Woolly hat. No, woolly gloves. 2 and a thing, which is there. So that should be that. We need to find somewhere to. This is my bane of my existence right now, is finding places to store stuff. But there you go. In you go. And then we're going to take 4 of these, that, and that, and we're having a respawn beacon. There we go. So, armed with this, we can now go north, which is one of my intentions. Not quite yet. Okay, back in a moment. Alright, so we need to fire our fire bricks, and there's the old-fashioned way of doing it, and then there's the, well, still semi-old-fashioned way of doing it, but right now I'm just going to borrow this little bit of land here, and we're going to, yeah, I'll pop you back one. We are going to stick a firebox on top of this, and then we're going to right click it, and I'm going to use dirt because I've got an abundance, just so it's not floating in midair. I'm not a big fan of things floating in midair. It makes no sense. And I'm not sure whether I've got enough of these bricks, but things. The other thing I can't remember is on the old server, this used to require you to stay in the area while it fired, which I may do anyway because I'd like to get a big pile of blooms running. Before we could do anything else, because then we are in a whole world of good places. Right, that does that. Then you go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. I've been to QP's base. It's not easy to find. Let's put dirt in because I don't really want to have to. I should really have done that. That's why I should have done that. Right, now we should go 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've still got, yeah, I've got 12 left. I'm okay. And then I think we got that. I love that perk that allows me to drop without taking damage. Right, so we can unclick that. We know that's good. Now you require some fuel, but first off I do want a ladder. Let me address that immediately. Hup. And then we can come in here. And just make a whole load of fire bricks. What I'll probably do is then, I don't know, maybe do some vessels just to fill up the gap. Because, you know, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 more spaces there. So let me just make up some clay vessels and I shall be back in a moment. Okay, with a bit of luck, my let me just, I've done a little bit of work in the tower, only a tiny bit, but I was curious if I could do this. And I can. I mean, I'm sitting on half slabs, which are the roof of my thing below, but we've got a cellar in the tower, which is great. In theory, I could even put a little trapdoor in the floor and have that drop all the way down. So I may do that yet. Anyway, let us... oh, and I also did craft... went and grabbed some bush and put these in. These are roots. It's just, again, little bits of detail. I've popped that in for the tree, obviously, so... just keep myself busy while I'm waiting for the progress of the things. Because... we lost one. That's fine. There's enough there for several burns. I didn't do all vessels. I did some. I tried to be a bit more useful, and I also miscalculated, but really couldn't be bothered with fixing the number of items. So I did a vessel, which was jolly good of me, and these are all now fired, so we've now got enough to be on with. Well, I need 9, so I need to do at least 2 blooms, 2 furnaces, but probably more, because I might as well get myself an iron things going. But for now, let's do 1, 2. Because that will give me 12. Actually make it 3. Why not? And we shall place those somewhere safe. Like, say there. And I will promptly forget that they are there. And I think I should have, there we go, black coal. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, I think. 18 of those, and I am going to need some of this hematite, which we're going to give a good whack with a hammer. There you go. Might even idiot. I wonder whether we can use you. I don't think we can, but it will burn. They're over at QP's playing with his dragon. Right, where are we? 18. Let's try that again, shall we? 200, that is some way to what we need, but not all the way to what we need. So let me dump you in there. Go over there. Jump in here. Make the rest. Pop you there. You're now your operational thing. Let's run down here. Just put this. I really have got to do some work down here, but I need to find some floor material. That's what I need to do, and maybe some ceiling material, but that might be half slab wood. But for now, we're just going to throw these on the ground. Take you and go so it should put 120 in each. Of course 20 being one ingot's worth, so hence 6 ingots. And then for fuel it should use 6 of each. And then I need a torch. Torch, give me a torch. Probably need to put one of these down here, but this will all go upstairs. Anyway, and then once this is done, in 10 hours in game, there will be 18 ingots of iron, which means I can then immediately proceed to make an iron anvil, which is what I really need right now. Let me just drop off all of this lot for now. These strong back slots do not like being shift clicked into things. Right, so I need to grab you, I need to grab you, I need to put you, I need to come into here, here, and here, and we need to go boots, coat, gloves, and we are equipped. Pop those on there. No, we'll pop those on there. We're equipped for a cold biome. I'm not sure, I mean, I could have waited to summer. That would have made a certain degree of sense, but this is the North Teleporter. I want an Alpine. I've got fuel to make fires. It's getting towards night time already this far north. Okay, and rift activity is medium. Great. Let me just make a mark here. Big purple star teleporter and pin it. Right, I probably need to, yeah, coming up here in winter was almost certainly not the right idea. Still, it's really pretty. I am armoured, which gives me a little bit more confidence. Not a lot, because the armour's, I mean, it's, you know, it's Taylor Gambleson, it's pretty good. It's about as good as you can get without really putting the metal on. So what I need to do, there's a trader down there, that might be my sanctuary for the night. The temperature is -16. I am probably going to start freezing to death if I'm not careful, so I may have to start addressing that. I should probably be ready with my spear as well. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be able to see an Alpine even up here, but they should be up the top of tall mountains or around them, not things. They don't spawn on snow apparently, I believe that's the case, but yeah, I'd really want an Alpine egg. Don't ask me why. Well, I mean, you can ask me why, and I can tell you that I like the look and feel of the Alpine. But beyond that, I really am somewhat stumped as to what. Yeah, this is going to be painful, isn't it? But there might be some around here, up this way. I've got lots of rivers. I don't really want to go getting wet though in this kind of temperature. There's a little ruin up there, which is interesting. Hi, what's your name? Zlata, the glass trader. I would have bought glass off you had you got plain glass. But we can mark this as a trader. Glass and save it. Make it so. Right, do I mean, I'm actually fairly toasty. Considering my personal clothes are in such terrible state of disrepair, this armour and this woolly clothes definitely helping. Now, interestingly, the north is not the actual place that I want to set up home. Well, maybe not that interesting, but you know, I think it's interesting. Where I want to set up home is in the desert. That's my ultimate aim. Because I'm not sure whether I've even mentioned my build plans for this season, but my build plans for this season are quite simply a steampunk Wild West town. So lots of clapboard front buildings, lots of pipes, lots of cogs, lots of just detail, but steampunky themed, like a cowboy. Think Wiki Wild West, you know, think a bit of old that particular thing. Now, I am concerned that at night I am not going to be able to spot any. I don't think those grapes are going to do very well up here. And of course we are going to get friendos because rift activity is medium, so lots of friendos. There's the rifty boy. Oh, we don't want to play with you. I think what we'll do is kill this moron and that one. Yeah, that's right, you better run. And hunker down for the night. I've got a rusty gear. Now, the point of carrying a lot of stuff with me was exactly for this purpose. So I made sure that I brought some grass, and I'll start off with just the 4. Ah, this is your problem. There, yeah. Alright, I need to be in there anyway because I still need a torch. And I'm still carrying 2 beds, idiot. Come on, that's kind of up your game, you know better than that. Let's stick in 12 more logs, that should keep us warm for the night. That can go away, and we'll put that crystal. I don't know what those are used for. Ingredients for cursed ambrosia. Okay. I don't know what it does, but there you go. We've got some. Anyway, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could pop this down, and then that should stop anything spawning for a while, and we just wait until the morning when we can go and start exploring this winter wonderland. Okay, be back in a bit. You know, with the short days, the quite cold, minus 30 Celsius, God knows what that is in Fahrenheit, And the fact that the ground cover is so covered, and I'm not actually convinced that this would class as a snow-covered mountain. I think we need to find something taller than this. I think this is probably a job for spring or summer. I'm beginning to think that maybe, just maybe, just teensy weensy bit maybe, I was a bit optimistic coming up here in winter. Yeah. It's bloody cold down here, up here, and I don't think it's a viable strategy right now. So let's have a look at our steel. I'll get myself dressed properly, and I'll be back in a mo. All right, we've got the iron blooms done. I'm gonna, yeah, they're cool enough for me to carry. So that means we can process these up. Just need to remember where I put the fire bricks to set up the next batch, assuming I'm going to do another batch straight away. They could be anywhere. I really do need to get my inventory sorted out big time. It's getting a little ludicrous. Just a smidge ludicrous. I can't find anything, can I? Fire bricks? No. Fire bricks? No. Fire bricks? No. Fire bricks? No. Fire bricks? Yay! Right, I'll make three more, because it's not like I'm not going to need to process up all of this iron. And yeah, I haven't even made a runestone yet. That's a very good point. But I've got the temporal gears. Just haven't had the urge to make one yet. I suppose we should. However, I'd like one that lasts. Therefore, iron is going to be integral. And I need to probably take that out. Grab that. Grab that and that. That can go there. That can come over here. And I need to process up 9. Actually, I probably need to do slightly more than 9, just to be on the safe side. Because doing anvils and smithing is painful. You make a mistake, and you got problems. But let's get these blooms processed. I'm beginning to wonder whether I sited my home too close to the teleporters. They're very noisy. Noisy teleporters. Anyway, let's get these up to process, and then I'll do one, and then we'll do the rest off camera, because, you know, things. I probably should put the next 18 ingots worth in, but the more I've got to process, I've got a whole load of ores I need to process up. I need to make more bismuth bronze, I need to make more copper, I need to make all the good stuff. And well, let's get you. Are you nearly there? I think you're nearly there, aren't you? Yes, you are. You shall be at 900 in a second. Wow, you're actually going higher. I only put one. They must have had some heat left over. And again, I'm not going to faff around doing this manually. I will faff around doing the anvil manually, and there's a reason for that. I will also faff around making an iron plate, because that makes making the anvil base, I think it is, easier. One of the two. In fact, I may do that immediately after I've got 2 of these, just so it becomes a little bit easier. Assuming I can process this one up fast enough. But yeah, I'll be back in a mo. Alright, we've got lots of iron. So we are going to, I'm going to just put my brown coal away because I'm nearly out of it. And it, I always do that. Thank you. Right, black coal. Yeah, I should have more. There. Or I could just go with charcoal. I should have that somewhere. There we go. So we are going to heat up a plate, and we'll start with 2 ingots. So the base is 5 ingots, and I'm going to time lapse the recording of this, but you really don't have a lot of time with smithing this, and you don't have a lot of leeway margin for error. And in fact, on the top half, I think it's 10. I think it is 10, 10 ingots. And if you screw it up, then you are putting an 11th ingot in. Now I can do that. It's not the end of the world, but I'd rather not. So I'm going to get these heated up, and I'm going to make the bottom half of the anvil, and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, and that is that. However, that ain't going to do me much good in that state. Let me just pop these down. We need to go and grab some resource. Specifically borax. I don't think I mined any. I could be wrong. Let me just double check. Salt, nope. 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 Saltpeter, nope. Nope. Definitely not. Nope. Nope. However, we are in the enviable position. Apart from the fact I can't figure out where I put my flax threads. There. That we happen to know where there is some borax. So let us go and grab some. In fact, also while we're at it, let me unpin that. And from here, let's pin that one. I'll be really happy once we get campaign cartography, because then I'll be able to pin and beacon, which we can't really do at the moment because campaign cartographer still hasn't updated, or at least last time I checked it hasn't. So let's be fair to Apache, it may have done. I do need to do an update sweep on the server probably in the next week, just to work out what mods have updated. Yeah, I tend to do that every couple of weeks or so because the mods do update regularly. We are running some dev builds, X skills and culinary artillery specifically currently are a dev build. Ooh, we can do some mental training. Come on, just go stick my head in a rift. Where are you, Dave? Dave? There's Dave. Look at him go. Just out of interest, what is my temporal adaptation? 293 of 572. I need to do this quite a few times. Still, it's an easy skill to train. And if you get rift activity, let's come out, let out before 319. Right, now I need to find that borax, which is... I've got my chest on my back. I thought for a second then I was up a well. It's probably down this cave, which with high rift activity could be entertaining. There it is. And there. That may be quartz actually. But I don't need a lot. However, I'm going to look deeper just because you kind of got to. Oh, the fine art of draining your own sanity. Right. Wrong axe. Just happens to have that I have the right axe though. We'll just take a little. We'll take more than we need, but not so much as not to leave anybody else who wanted some. I'm still going down here. That's quite a... thing. Most of the area around spawn is fairly temporarily stable. It was one of the requirements when we were looking for spawners. We wanted an area that had, for the most part, a good level of temporal stability. Just because we've previously built and they've been just horrendously bad temporal stability around the place, which doesn't always lend itself to building, especially when you find a place that you like and you go, oh, I'm going to build there, and then the game goes, nope. I mean, if you recall the museum building, I had to periodically leave the area. Right, let me go back and grind this borax. We'll get those two anvil components heated up, put the borax on them, and we'll weld them together. And then we will be in a position to get some steel tools. A steel spear, steel sword, and steel pick is probably where I'm going. I've got 5, maybe a steel runestone actually. Wouldn't be a bad one. Could be a good thing. Not necessarily a good use of a steel ingot, but unless you can make more than one stone, raw stone, and in which case that might be a good use of a steel ingot, because then we'll have something with some decent range on it. Because I think they're 100,000 blocks or something stupid like that. I think the copper ones are 10,000, and it's 1 durability for every 10 blocks teleported off the top of my head. But anyway, let me grind this down. Back in a moment. Alright. Anvil base. Borax. Anvil top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It lied, it said 11 on the wiki. Right, take you. Iron anvil, we're at tier 3. What we can do is we're going to go and just flush this. I've just made a tin bronze chisel because we can reclaim the metal from the bronze anvil with a chisel of the same or higher quality. So if I were to just go, and everything should be cool, it is. Let me just pop these away for a second, and then stick my... So if that is if I'm correct on that, I can't chisel that down with a copper chisel, but I can chisel it down with a tin chisel. Now I'm supposed to, according to the wiki, get 8 ingots back. I only got 4, but I also am supposed to lose the chisel, which would be a 5th ingot. But yeah, I'm not. You know what? I am not going to complain. Actually, I probably am, but that's beside the point. It's just because I'm British, and that's what we do. But yeah, no point in keeping the anvil. We'll put those chisels away there. That can go over here. And then what we should be able to do, with a bit of luck, is go and combine that. Might need to get QP8. I thought you were supposed to be able to. Let me just have a look at that. That is supposed to work. I mean, it's showing any chisel. Maybe it needs to be a brand new chisel. No. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I could make an iron chisel. See if that helps. It did say meteoric iron. And if that doesn't help, then I'm going to have to beg a favour of QP to chisel it. But unless you already have to, but he hadn't got steel at the point where that happened. So he said he bought the cauldron from a trader, which I did. It wasn't cheap, it was about 38 gears. And then you do it with a chisel. There's no hammer and chisel in there. Then that is definitely showing. Obviously there's a steel, but it's showing a copper, and I don't believe that that's. Might have to ask him. Okay, be back in a mo. Alright, so it is most... Oh wow, QP has been busy. Yeah, he said he was putting in a path. So yeah, QP actually found a steel chisel and bought the cauldron, so that's how he managed to do it. So we're heading over to Bear Hill. I don't think a lot of people realise that why Bear Hill is called Bear Hill, but that's where all the bears come from. So and up here QP has built a teleporter, so he's used the teleporter re-engineering mod to put a teleporter in. We have extended the range on it quite considerably. It might even be QP there. I think he forgets I'm a blackguard. Everybody's so used to me playing Hunter and sprinting around like a loot. My grief, it's like. And apparently we have some instability. Right, let's head over to QP's. About stupid amount of blocks away. Here's QP's dragons. Somebody. This is. I think that one's QP. These two are unowned at the moment. And they're the maple wings, which is not the one I want. The alpine, because I'm greedy. But yeah, can't hit me. Oop. He's got all the stuff over here, look. Another... Nope, just glowy things. So QP is pushing the tech. He's now gone past steel into, well, stainless steel, which is, I think, tier 4. He's now on a titanium anvil, which is tier 6. That one, yeah, that's... So for those... oh. For those of us who aren't aware, that we have the swords mod on here, and we have up to tier 9, the Aetheral. So yeah, that was... So, yep. I've got the cats in with me, both of them. One's on top of the unit, the other one's in his chair being very quiet as usual. Anyway, we'll let QP make a chisel, and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, now we're gonna... And bearing... Oh wow, he got an epic as well. Bearing in mind, that is cheaty as hell. But that's the benefits of visiting a server. Well, hello. Combat training. Always take the combat training. Whee! Right, yeah, so we'll get back. We're going to make myself a steel spear. We're going to make myself a steel sword. I don't know whether I'm going to go for the gladius this time or whether I might go for something different. But first things first, need to get back. And then eat, of course. I probably just need to forge this up and start and see what we get, because and also maybe check how long I've been recording, because that's possible that I've kind of overdone it a little bit. But yeah, that's how you cheat the system. Well, how you kind of cheat the system if you can buy a chisel, find a chisel in a ruin. But yeah, back in a moment. Alright, we're going around about 50 minutes, I think, so yeah, longer than I should be, but you know, you're all used to me by now. So, we're going to go with a gladius. I'm going to stick with what I know. First things first, steel boar head. And I'm going to pray that we don't get a cursed one. Which seems to have happened with every time I've made an upgraded thing, I ended up with a cursed item. We also need a pick, which is to only be broken out at this stage, only to be broken out in emergencies like meteoric or whatever, because then we can start making meteoric. And then we want, now I need a gladius blade. Where are you? Arming, claymore, falchion, gladius. I was never a big fan of the handle of the gladius, but the blade shape was a particularly nice one, I think, in my opinion, anyway. And let us quench those. Quench must be less than 200 degrees to craft with. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think quenched only applies to vanilla things. Right, don't be cursed. So rare. Well, take it. Don't be cursed. Now we are breaking 5.7 on my legendary. Uncommon, it's 5.8, which is, yeah, you know, it's better than a kick in the face. And then we've got a common for the gladius, so an uncommon 5.9. That's definite improvement. We'll keep the legendary spear. Let me just put that out of the way. That's going to get ground. I've never even used it, but I'm going to grind it for bits. As is that one. Just because we can, really. Or can we not? No, we can't. That's probably why I didn't. Can't do that one either. Alright, well, that's my cursed tin thing. We got everything else. I may go for another war spear at some point, but right now what we'll do is we'll just put those away, and I'll see if anybody would like, well, maybe not that, but if anybody would like a half decent spear or sword, then they can have that. Well, I'm not going to carry copper tools around anymore, that's a certainty, because for one, we've got, with all of this going on, which this is problematic, so we do need to keep getting these, and these are all which we've already read, so they go on the floor. And then temp gears go upstairs, they go in my chest, that gets thrown away, that gets thrown away, all of that gets thrown away. Crushed flint, okay, they get thrown away because they're not of any use. That one, the gold coronet, is purchased by a luxuries trader, so we keep that. Yeah, we're pretty good. So we just get rid of, at the moment I need to build a bin basically, but at the moment that's my bin. This is everything we've had out of the system so far. One of my plans is to try and make all of these spearheads, because there's a good chance we'll get the lightning bolt baby, and then we'll be laughing. Where am I getting crushed alum from? Gold, yeah, the sphalerite's very welcome. The flint is good for anybody who wants to make fire clay. So lots of interesting stuff in this thing, but that makes a steel rune all the more likely. I may make that between episodes. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.